From a young age, I've always been able to admire my mother's love and passion within her special education classroom. I've been lucky enough to observe her classroom, seeing numerous disabilities as well as reading disabilities, which alter students' ability to fluently read while they will be needing activities and assistance in order to suit their needs within the classroom. With that being said, within my future teaching, I thrive to ensure that each student receives the needs that are appropriate for their reading level, as students at a young age are now learning to read, where they will eventually be reading to learn within their education as well as their everyday lives. If I was hired for this elementary school position, it would be my passion and duty to ensure I have the right knowledge and understanding to what each individual's struggle with, in order to provide them with the assistance that they need and for them to appropriately progress within the classroom. When students have struggles reading, it can alter their comprehension, fluency, and understanding as to what they're reading, and of which can affect their comprehension for different texts and passages within the classroom. This then alters their ability to understand certain materials that are aimed to be taught, as they are not fluently reading the material that's provided for them. Children with developmental speech-language impairments are at a higher risk for reading disabilities than any other student who has a disability. Children with speech impairments, for example, may have difficulties with spelling, and children with language impairments are likely to display reading deficits such as decoding, where decoding is the breakup of words in order to clump them all together and fluently read them as one. It's important to consider what best fits the student's needs. If I was teaching in this position, I would work with my students' needs, where I'd first discuss with the family about their student. Families are a large impact within the reading process, and it's important to ensure that the parents are on board with the educational team as well as supporting their own student. There will be implications done for peer reading, of which students can learn from one another, where it is seen as beneficial to have students look off of other students' strategies and techniques that they use to read in the classroom in order to get new ideas, maybe how to form different words in their reading process. It's important to consider assistance that the students are also receiving within their home environment, not just in school, where they should be provided with the same amount of assistance outside than they would inside, where parental involvement is one of the number one aspects in encouragement within students' reading. Oftentimes, parents may be blindsided by their child's diagnosis or possible diagnosis, of which alters the extra participation with their child. There are alternate approaches of these students where the teachers as well as the students can work on phonics, linguistics, multisensory, and anything of which they can perform both in and out of school with different activities in order to observe and collect data to ensure that each student is working towards their goals. As a teacher, I would be doing all that I can to aid these students, as well as promoting parental involvement to ensure that they're receiving the utmost help, where parents model for their students, where children watch their parents read and say, oh, mom likes reading, I should read. This is a big aspect within school, of which I would love to incorporate into my teaching within this classroom. I believe it's very important to have both a source inside of school and outside of school, of which can work with the fluency, which can work with different students' needs, such as the language impairments or the speech impairments, where you can pinpoint their own struggles, where the language could go with the decoding and the speech impairment could go with the spelling, and click it all together as one to ensure that the students are receiving the best fit and most appropriate needs and assistance that they deserve. Thank you.